Hello guys, I'm going to give you a walkthrough of the Workspace assignment, which will help you better understand how you can customize the workspace, customize the arrangement of panels, and how you can set up labels and icons and all that stuff, and then save it as a workspace that you can use in projects to come. And what we're going to be doing is setting up a workspace that is kind of a default workspace for this class for Illustrator. So what you need to do first, if you haven't already, open Illustrator. Click the little start menu, you'll see Adobe Illustrator. Click that, wait for it to open. And once it's opened, we want to create a new file. So you can either do that by going File, New, or Create New. And on the New Document dialog, we want to choose the print category of presets. So if you click print, then you'll see the presets that are available, and letter is the one that I usually default to the most if I'm just starting from scratch on something. And then you just click create, and you know that's a standard size sheet of paper, so there we go. And that will give us access to be able to edit the workspace, work with the menus and all that stuff. So to start, now that you have a new file open, we want to go Window, Workspace, and Layout. In my case, I have to go Workspace, Reset Layout, because I've already messed with it a little bit. And what we're going to do first is we are going to click and drag the tab that reads Transform, so this one, to the left off the panel group. We're just going to throw it over here somewhere. And then we are going to go to the arrow that's in the upper right, the double arrow, and that will collapse that panel to an icon. So you can kind of see, if you drag it by the little textured line there, then you can move it wherever you need to. We're going to go ahead and take the Align panel by dragging the tab, and we want to drag it just above these icons. So you'll see there's the A, the paragraph symbol, and the O up there. And we want just a solid line. So if you click and drag up there, you'll see a blue solid line. If you see it highlight the whole group in blue, then you know it's going to add to that group. We want it to be its own icon. So click and drag up there, and you should see a divider between the two. Now I want to take the transform icon and drag it, that's this one, and drag it just above the align icon, and that should give me a solid blue line again, and we should see a divider there. Now, what we want to do is we want to click on the A here, and that's the character panel. It'll open the whole panel group, so you'll see 3 tabs. And we want to click on the thing that says Open Type and just drag it off. And this time, instead of making it an icon or adding it to anything, we're just going to get rid of it. So to remove it, you just click the X. And once you have done that, then we can go to the next step, which is we want to take this panel group and we want to put it in the space above swatches, color, and color guide. So if you click on the gray area here, this will allow you to drag the whole group, and then just go until you have a solid blue line, not an outline, but a solid blue line. Drag it above swatches, color, and color guide. Alright, so next we're going to hover over the left edge of the icon bar here and drag it out until we see labels. So get it so you can see the labels, and that's good because, I mean, personally I'm not going to remember what all the icons mean when I first start working with this program, so it's always good to have the ability to kind of glance up and see that stuff. The next thing we want to do is take this asset export and the links off of here. So we're just going to drag those off and click the X's on each of those panels. So they're gone now. And then we want to take the gradient and stroke group down here, and we're going to drag that under the transform so that it forms its own blue solid line. It's its own group of panels there. It's a panel group that is collapsed to an icon and a label. And what we want to do after that is we're going to go ahead and add in a couple of panels that aren't already open. So we want to go to Window, and the first one we want is Appearance, and then we want to repeat this with Artboards. Notice when I do that, it automatically goes down to the bottom there. It's a default. And then we also want Brushes. Notice Brushes is a panel group as well, so we're opening multiple panels when we do this. And then we want Pathfinder, and Pathfinder is right there. And again, that's going to give you Pathfinder and graphics styles. So we want to take the Symbols tab from the Brushes, and we want to make it go to the icon bar underneath Gradient. So I'm going to go right here. But I don't want it in a group with a line. I just want it on its own. And then we are going to go to Graphics Styles. And we want to actually put this in a group with Character and Paragraph Styles. So this is going to be our little Styles panel group. Next thing we want to do is take Pathfinder and put it along with the Align group. So we're going to put it in there, like click and drag it so that it outlines that area. And we should have that as a group. The next thing we want to do is go to the libraries down here on the Artboard and Layers group. We're going to take that out, and we're going to click the X. We're removing that. So you should have Artboard and Layers. The next thing is this should be below the swatches. So if it's not already, make sure this group goes down here. And we want to take the Brushes now and drag it below Stroke so that it joins the Stroke and Gradient group. Makes a group with those two. And then we want to take the Appearance panel, and we want to put it above the Character and Paragraph so it's its own individual panel. The next thing we want to do is make sure this control bar is up here. And if you don't already have it by default, you just go to Window, Control, and it should add it in there. So we want that on there. And finally, we're going to go ahead and save our workspace. So if you go to Window, and then go to Workspace, and then New Workspace. We're going to call this Digital Design Default. And you're going to go ahead and click OK. And once you've done that, you should see in your little drop-down thing up here at the top, all of those other workspaces, there's a Digital Design Default. And then the next thing we want to do, or the last thing you want to do, is you want to take a screenshot. So if you click on the snipping tool, in my case it's on my taskbar here, but if you don't have it there, just go to the Start and start to type snipping tool. And I recommend right-clicking and adding it by pinning it to your taskbar. So you can access it a lot, because you might be using it a bunch more in this class. Otherwise, just go ahead and click it, and it should open up. And we want to switch the mode here to full screen snip. Try this again. Full screen snip. And what that's going to allow you to do is take a screenshot of your full workspace here. And so you're just going to go New, and then Full Screen Snip, if it's not already showing up on there. And then, for some reason, mine's doing it a little off here, but I think I got it. New Windows snip. I just took a shot of my window. You can do that as well. Windows snip's good too. And then just save it as, we're just going to call it Workspace. Keep it as a JPEG file and put it in your documents. And then once you've done that, you're going to upload that file to your Dropbox for this assignment. And that's it.